The build show today is headed up to Newport, Rhode Island to check out a beautiful coastal shingle style house that we actually visited in framing 2 months ago. But before we do that, I want to make a mention about a contest I've got going on. Everything you see here on the table I'm going to be giving away, and all you have to do to enter to win one of these is to sign up for our newsletter. If you haven't seen it, we've got a brand new website, buildshownetwork.com. Sign up with the link for the newsletter, and every Friday you're going to get a wrap-up of what's new. It's basically masterclass for builders. I've got 3 other builders as well as myself adding one new video every single day of the week. So sign up for that newsletter, and every Friday morning you'll get an email that has all the latest from the website so you can go check it out. Now without further ado, let's head up to Newport, Rhode Island, where we're going to be visiting Wade of WKP Construction. How's the weather, Wade?
Hey Matt, it's good to see you. Some beautiful fall conditions and weather out here in Newport. We've made some pretty significant progress since the last time you were in Newport. You can probably see over my shoulder we're well underway with the shingles on the roof, sidewall, window installation, and we're actually roughing in the interior right now. Have you mentioned to the audience the big news yet?
Well, I sort of have, Wade. We've made videos with Jake and Brent, but Wade is the 3rd member besides myself of the Build Show Network, and every single Wednesday on the buildshownetwork.com you're going to see a brand new video from Wade, Wednesdays with Wade. Now sign up for that newsletter so that you don't miss any of the new content from Wade or Jake or Brent. But if you don't know Wade, go to the website. Wade's got his full builder story on there, how he got into the business, what's his educational background, how is he doing what he's doing on these job sites at such a young age. He's an incredibly talented builder, and I'm super glad to have him join the network. All right, Wade, take it away.
Well, Matt, that's some pretty exciting news. Personally, I'm very excited and honored to be part of the Build Show Network. So the last time you were here, we just had our 2nd floor deck on. You can see now our framing is complete. We're well underway with our roof shingles, sidewall shingles, window installation. Like I said earlier, we're roughing in the inside right now. Let's take a lap around the house and I'll show you what we've been working on. All of our roof and sidewall shingles is an Alaskan yellow cedar that's going to weather out really nicely, a nice gray. All of the trim is all red cedar. This comes primed and we'll be getting painted white. You can see some of the primer's been already applied. Our garage door's been installed. We've got our garage slab placed. We've got expansion joint around all 3 sides of that to handle any movement with that concrete. And a nice detail we like to do here is where the garage drop is, we add a piece of angle iron. So the garage door will actually close in front of this. Any wind-driven rain will keep any water from blowing underneath that garage door. Now a nice cool detail here by the architect is this flare that covers our stone veneer. So a nice little detail as far as an architectural detail, I should say, to cover the stone veneer. Now, this is a veneer. This is real stone. It's a Boston blend, so a lot of ledge and ashlar stone in here. We have set a piece of galvanized angle iron that's attached or bolted to the foundation. That acts as a shelf to bring the stone veneer right up to the underside of the flare out. So underneath here is actually a piece of PVC that we put under there just so there's not any wood that would rot out, because it's going to be pretty much next to impossible to replace that unless you're stripping the cedar shakes off. Looking up the sidewall here, you can see on the 2nd floor we've also got a kick out there, or a flare on the shingles, and the underside of that is trimmed out nicely with a series and layers of cedar trim, and then that nice crown molding underneath the shingle. You can see the red copper behind that starter course in the shingle, and also red copper drip cap over the window here. Red copper is the cap on all of our windows and doors here, all of our roof flashing, and even the window and door pan flashing. Coming around the back, you can see we've got our deck framed up. That's got a 5/4 by 4 Ipe decking on it that's face screwed down here right along the ocean. I like to get away from hidden fasteners. The wood tends, especially even the Ipe, tends to cup, and by face screwing it, that keeps it nice and stable. So the deck's in place. The finished look here will have lattice panels, solid panels with a lattice applied to it, with a hinge door under the deck on the front side here for storage underneath. We're also working on some stone veneer around 3 sides of the turret here. Now, this wasn't originally part of the scope of work. The client decided to finish the basement, and this is a great space inside on the turret, so we've added a couple windows here to let in some light, and we're finishing this off nicely with a bluestone sill. The stone veneer will come up, and the lintel or the head piece over that window will be a piece of reclaimed granite. So that's going to look that'll be a really sharp detail when that's all finished off. Around the back side here, the guys just set the door for the basement, so this will be the walkout for the added bedroom down here. The roofers are back here working on starting the shingle coursing, so then the sidewall crew can get up there and start applying those sidewall shingles. You can see all the trim is done around the house. The painters have been on site starting to prep and prime that. The upper balcony over here in what I'm calling now the second master bedroom, since we took 2 bedrooms and merged them into one, and I'll show you guys when we get up there, that space just works better as 1 bedroom, especially with that cool balcony of a nice ocean view. But some nice detail work around that with the copper flashing, and the underside of that with that 1x4 V-groove bottom. So nice detail there. Now in the basement, this has become a finished space. So the clients decided to add a bedroom, a full bathroom, and a gym. So this is going to become the bedroom area with the walkout French door. You can see over here in this nice space with the octagon, by adding those 3 windows now, we bring in some nice natural light. This will be a great space for a little desk or an office. Over here, we'll be doing a full bathroom with a walk-in shower. Now, in order to accommodate that, since it was after the fact, we had to saw cut the slab out here, and you can see where that's been patched in, and we put an ejector pump in, and we hid that underneath the stair platform down there. So all the plumbing is in place. You can see it's all stubbed up, and the guys have begun to petition the basement out. Now, one of the challenges we were faced with here is how to accommodate the ductwork. You can see we don't have a heck of a lot of ceiling height here. We didn't plan on finishing the basement, but now that that is something that's a reality, we had to get creative with the ductwork. So what we came up with was to create a knee wall to house the supply trunk that is 24 inches by 6 inches. And then we've got our supply for the main level upstairs up here tight to the wall. So what we're going to do is box this out like we have here. This is hung from the ceiling joists. Then we'll create another wall here that will get attached to this and then anchored to the wall. So we'll connect a piece of fairing from the face of this stud down to the stud on the knee wall. That will come right over the sheetrock and provide the board crew a place to attach the sheetrock. So we'll have a nice wall coming up here with a slight jog and then back up to the ceiling. So it really kind of hides the ductwork and reduces any soffits in the ceiling, since we don't have a lot of headspace here. As you come down from the main level, this will be a bit of an entry area, if you will, down into the basement, where you can walk into what will be a laundry room or that exercise room. Off to the right, there'll be a door here, L-shaped storage room behind what will be the elevator shaft right now, but the future elevator will be going in here. So this is a 3-stop hydraulic elevator stopping here, first floor and 2nd floor of the bedroom level. You can see mechanicals and plumbing is underway. We've got a lot of waste pipe, water piping. These are all been tested, pressure tested, and been passed inspection. You can see we've got some 2-inch air duct here to again minimize soffits here in the basement, so we can supply warm and cool air to the first floor. Before we go upstairs, one other really cool detail here. If you guys remember on the last episode, before we had placed concrete here on the slab, we had sprayed 2 inches of closed cell insulation on the floor. So I like to do that because it's a nice monolithic pour. You get your vapor and moisture barrier out of that closed cell as well. Now that we're getting ready to petition the basement out and we've got a weather-tight envelope up above us, we've gone ahead and sprayed the closed cell foam up against the foundation wall we'll build a wall in front of this. But here in the stairwell, you can see we've already attached some pressure treated lumber to the wall. We filled that with the spray foam and then shaved that nice and flat. So now the blue board can get attached to that, and we've got our insulation behind the blue board. But let's go upstairs and look at some more. All right, up here on the first floor, the main level, you can see more plumbing drops installed, the hot and cold water supply lines feeding the second floor bathrooms. Now, this waste line right here will be hidden in a coffered ceiling, so we're going to continue that coffer right through the living space here, living room, dining room, and kitchen. Now, you'll notice there's one window that we haven't installed yet. Unfortunately, that came slightly damaged from the manufacturer, so we're waiting for the replacement window. But I just want to show you guys, since this is here, how we're flashing the window. So we like to use zip stretch tape, but the first thing we do is install a piece of cedar clapboard that's pitched to the outside. So we have positive drainage to the exterior side of the wall assembly. And then we'll set a line about 4 inches in, and that's where we line up the edge of the zip tape, the stretch tape, and that is basically right at the back of the window frame. So the window will sit right on that, and then we take this stretch tape before we install the window, of course, and we'll literally stretch this tape right around 3 sides, the bottom, the corner, and up the jamb of the window. So when the window sits in here, you've got good drainage, you've got a good pan flashing by the zip stretch tape, and you're guaranteed good results that way. Let me take you guys upstairs and show you some really cool roof framing details. Okay, up here on the second floor, this is the bedroom level. We originally had 4 bedrooms up here. We've combined 2 bedrooms into one. Let me show you guys what we did here to maximize the space and create basically 2 master suites. Originally there was a wall right here between the 2 windows over to this wall partition. So you had a small bedroom here, a smallish bedroom here, and this bedroom had its own bathroom. Now, the bathroom wasn't very big. The layout was a little challenging, and we had the idea of just removing this wall to make this its own bedroom, and then we were able to play around with the layout here in the bathroom to create a nice full shower, toilet, and sink area. Now, this bedroom is great because you have this tremendous view of the ocean on a balcony deck. So a great place to put a couple chairs, have a cup of coffee, read a book. The sun rises over there. It's just going to be a great spot for the client. Now, on the other end of the house, we have the other master. This is a really nice architectural feature on the house. We talked about that earlier, right from the basement, creating what would be maybe a little office area or a place for a desk. On the first floor, the octagon becomes a breakfast nook, but up here in this master bedroom suite, it's a nice sitting area with great ocean views. There's a lighthouse out in the distance, so just a great spot. Now, originally the plans had a flat ceiling coming through here, so the ceiling in the main bedroom carried right through the octagon. I didn't want to hide all of this incredible framing work. This was a lot of work that our crew put into this. As you look up here, you can see it looks like art. So yes, we have to cover it, but we wanted to do something unique with it. So we left it exposed, meaning vaulted, and we'll bring the blue board up to the top plate, and then the entire octagon, all 8 pieces, will be a horizontal, either a V-groove or a bead board, so wood ceiling in here. So that's going to be really nice. Now, we had one challenge with how do we divide the octagon from the main bedroom by keeping this vaulted and this flat, and that's where we came up with this creative idea to add a header. So that creates the 2 other sides of the octagon we needed to define this space. So love working with architects that allow me and my crew to be creative and collaborate together, and this is a great example of that. So since you've been here 2 months ago now, Matt, we've made some pretty good progress. What do you think?
Wade, I gotta say, that was some incredibly fast progress. I was just there a couple of months ago in framing, and man, you've been rocking it. I love that shingle style. It's so fun to have Wade teach us all the details. And by the way, Wade's already shot a couple of other videos, including some shingle details on how to do that flare out where it meets the foundation. And we were there a couple months ago in framing, so if you missed that video, there'll be a link in the description for that video so you can see what this house looked like in the framing stage when I was there with Wade in person last time. Guys, remember, every Wednesday with Wade on BuildShowNetwork.com, sign up for the newsletter and you're going to get entered into this contest. We've got about 5,000 people signed up so far, so you're going to be in the ring for about 75 prizes or so. Not a bad odd of winning. I think you're going to do well. December 16th is when we pull the names out of the hat. We'll be contacting you via email if you're a winner, and check out my Instagram feed that week. I'll be posting about the winners that week as well. Guys, if you're not currently a subscriber, hit that subscribe button below. We've got new content every Tuesday and every Friday on YouTube as usual, plus new content every day of the week on BuildShowNetwork.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We'll see you next time on The Build Show.